What is up, everybody? Escape211 here, and we got some information, some new exclusive information about the next update that will be 1.25. Now, we already heard about the disk launcher. I posted a little bit on that yesterday, as well as other content partners, but let's quickly go over that just to recap it, and then we'll talk about some other new stuff that we just heard about. So first of all, the disc launcher will be a prototype weapon that is a mid-range weapon. It's going to have a low rate of fire, but it's going to be one that has splash damage, kind of like maybe a grenade launcher, something like that. But it's going to have some kind of a lock-on mechanism because you'll be able to hit stuff behind targets or behind barriers, kind of like how the javelin racks do. Maybe this is going to be the upgraded version of the javelin racks. We are not totally sure. Now, this first disc launcher we're going to get is just the 8 size. We're not going to actually get the other ones. They actually said there's going to be 2 other or big brothers to this one, which I assume means 2. And a lot of people are saying that there's going to be a 12 and 16. I can't confirm that for sure. I haven't been able to. If you actually did see a confirmation from that somewhere, please let me know. But I am not sure what the other sizes are going to be. It could be 10, 12, maybe even 14 or 16. Not totally sure. But the idea there is that we're just going to get some higher caliber weapons, which I'm excited about. We need some of those. And to see some that are going to be doing some different functionality, kind of similar to like the javelin racks, is really interesting. But they did say that this is going to be added in that new event, and that's what we're going to talk about with new information today. This is going to be the event Crate Rush. And when we first talked about it or first heard about it yesterday, I thought this was going to be like the Arachnos event or the Summer Derby, but they said it is actually going to be a lot like the Volt Blitz that we have going on. These are going to have special event crates, and there are going to be ones where we're going to do different things in the game to get their own kind of currency, like either keys or whatever, to open these crates. So it's going to feel similar to the fortune crates in terms of like having like some kind of currency to be able to open them, but these are going to have their own unique rewards, and that's what's really cool about this. It's not going to be something where we just get skins or cosmetic stuff. This can get some really cool stuff. You can actually get full mechs or weapons in these crates. Now, we don't know exactly what that means in terms of this kind of stuff. From what they have said, it actually sounds like anything that's not in the progress path you'll be able to get. So like in the case of Arachnos, if you have not done the Arachnos event or you missed it or weren't able to do it, and since he is not in the progress path, you can actually earn him as one of the event rewards or in the crates for this event Crate Rush, which is really cool. I don't really know if there's going to be other mechs or weapons that you can earn in this from the progress path. It doesn't sound like it, because they did say that after this event is over, stuff that you don't actually get in this will go into the progress path. So I'm speculating here, but I'm assuming that that means that if you don't get the disc launcher, because there's probably a percentage for getting it, or Arachnos, you will be able to purchase them in the progress path after this event is over. Now, we also don't really know any of the other prizes that are available. Is it going to be credits, blueprints, A-coins, other kinds of keys like for the fortune vaults? I don't really know. They haven't really told us any of that, but it is interesting to see them give us some other option rewards that are in these crates and something that's specific to the event. Now, again, we're going to get into some more speculation here because I'm not sure how they're going to run this. There's 2 ways I could see this going. It could be completely gacha style, where you just are luck-based of getting these new things. So this is going to be back to like early beta when you would unlock all mechs and weapons completely out of crates. Some people like the idea of that. I personally think it's too gacha heavy. I don't really like it. Fortunately, it's something where even if you don't get it within the window of this event, you'll be able to get it on the progress path, which is a good thing. So you're not kind of like screwed if you don't get it in this type of event. But it could also mean that you're like the Volt Blitz that I have up on the screen here. You will have a chance to earn it over the top of the progress bar, and the end result will be the disc launcher. I see issues both ways for this, all right? That's what I worry about, okay? So if this is something where you can only get it gacha style, that puts less value on your actual money and for those that actually pay for the game. Let's make the obvious assumption here that during this event, you will be able to buy the actual keys or the tokens that you use for this event. Just like you can buy keys for fortune vaults for like 20 and 40 bucks. I'm assuming they're going to have something like that, probably more expensive, like 30 and 50 bucks, where you can buy the keys yourself. Now, if you happen to get lucky and get the disc launcher early on, because I don't know what the percentages are going to be for unlocking it, then, you know, you're done and you got it, which is cool. But it also means that like those who just get regular tokens and also get lucky, who haven't spent money, you've basically made the idea of spending money a little less valuable. The people who actually spend money, there's less value in it because they could get really lucky or not lucky or spend way too much money to try and get it. So it kind of runs the gamut. I don't really know the numbers involved in that, but gacha systems are always pretty sketchy to me. So that element of it kind of worries me. But like I said, at least you're going to be able to get it later. So they've made it a little bit more fair to get it. And it's not all gacha based. It's just gacha based during this event, if that's the way they do it. But on the flip side, if they create a progress path where you can win the disc launcher, that sounds really good and fair for everybody. But at the same time, you'll have the same problem that you had with Arachnos, but now even worse. When they had Arachnos available for someone who is a new player, you could get a 16 energy mech earlier than you normally could in the progress path, and Arachnos became highly sought after just for the new player, and they would get it early on. Now that sounds really nice, but as we know, Arachnos didn't end up as too good or too strong later on. But it means you get a 3-star mech who has 16 energy early in the game when you normally wouldn't, which is a nice bar, but it was only a rare, so it wasn't super big. This time though, this would be a prototype weapon, which is a big deal. That's a 5-star weapon that you can get early on in the game if you just started in the game and you're getting it from this event. That's pretty big. So if you get lucky and get it, or if they have it as a prize, it's going to give you a huge boost, and I think in some ways kind of mess up how you progress as a new player, even though you're going to get this OP weapon early on. So I'm not sure how I feel about either method, and I'm sure they've thought through about how they want to do it, but I don't know. I got to say, I'm not a fan of gacha style stuff, and I'm glad they moved away from it originally with the progress path. So this is a little strange for them to do this one, but I don't know, man. That's just what I'm thinking so far. I hope that gives you an idea of my thoughts on it, but I hope that's some nice information for you guys. And again, a lot of that at the end was just my speculation on what this all could mean. But yeah, you guys can let me know what you think about what we know so far about this event. I will say that they have not told us when this is going to come out. They just said that it's going to come out in the later half of September. So my guess is that it could even be next week that we see this event come up, maybe earlier in the week, because that's usually when they do it, and if not, then maybe the week after that. That's my guess, but again, speculation, because they just said it's going to be later on in September. We don't really know what that means. I think the second half, so maybe not next week, maybe the week after that. I don't know, it's really hard to tell just because they're usually vague on that kind of stuff, but it is coming pretty soon. So I would say for you guys, this is my only other thought or recommendation: to make sure you can keep your resources, hoard resources, keep all your credits, your A-coins, and also your crates. Because if it means that when you get like this disc launcher weapon, you want to be able to have it available to get the blueprints. So you don't want to be opening all your crates and then miss opportunities for getting those blueprints for the disc launcher. So hoard as much as you can until we know how good this thing is going to be, so that you are prepared to either invest into it or work on some other stuff. Hopefully you didn't spend all that you got from the compensation. I didn't, and I've saved some, so I will probably use some of that for this. We will see. But anyways, guys, I hope that was helpful to all of you, and we will see you out there on the battlefield.